What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire, as always, spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. It's a big fight coming up this weekend. Hopefully y'all ready for it. I know I am. Let's get into it. So, we've got Terence Crawford fighting against Shawn Showtime Porter. If you don't know about it by now, you need to get him. November 20th. They fight at night. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a big time fight. Both these guys are studs at the welterweight division and proven champions as well. They don't both currently hold a belt, but both have been champions before and have been considered the top echelon of fighters at the welterweight division, which is considered by many the best division in boxing. Both these guys have been friends before this fight. They said they put the friendship aside for the fight. We'll see how that goes in the ring. We'll see if they become friends after this fight, because I anticipate it's going to be the fight of the year. Both these guys got what it takes. Styles make fights, and that's what I really want to get to as I break down how I expect this fight to go. So, Bud Crawford, he's around 5'8", if I'm not mistaken, 74-inch arm reach, stud. A lot of people thinks he's pound for pound the best fighter in boxing. Bud's got a mean streak, and there's a reason why. If you don't know, this is a guy who his own mother used to pay kids to try to beat him up when he was a child. And he would take those dudes out and let his mother know she needed to find a realer dude to come talk to him, because he could knock out anybody she sent his way. So when you coming up like that, and don't get me wrong, he's real close with his mother. Mother be at all the games, but that was how she raised him tough and made him a soldier. And because of it, for all I know now, when this guy comes in the ring, he's looking at it like my mother again, paying somebody to beat me up. So he might take it personal every time he's in a professional fight, for all I know. What we do know about Bud, he's a switch hitter, as they say. He can come at you conventional, meaning leading with his left and his power hand being his right, or he can switch it up and come at you with a southpaw stance, leading with the left hand being his power hand. He's got power in both hands. He's shown he can take a punch in some fights I've seen him in. He's been undisputed at 140, if you don't know. Came up to 147 and won the belt, but he's been questioned for not fighting against some of the best competition out there. They said he's been ducking people. A lot of politics involved. Has to do with promoters, really. I'm not going to put that all on Bud, but this fight against Shawn is the best challenge he's had in his entire career, no question. Yeah, Bud, he's going to have a guy coming at him in Shawn Porter that they'd say is a pit bull in the ring. He applies a lot of pressure, but we know Bud has shown he can take pressure. His notable wins, he went against Gamboa. He also Victor Pascal, if I remember that correctly. Kell Brook, he caught him probably late after Kell Brook had gone through a few traumatizing fights for him, but he was a star at one point in time. But Bud, nevertheless, always steps up and shows what he can do, but now going against Shawn, it's going to be a real test of his will, his heart, and his skill. So we will see how he handles what Shawn's going to bring to the table and what he brings, because he's saying he thinks he might stop Shawn. That hasn't happened before. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, what is Bud Crawford going to do in this fight with Shawn Porter? We know we want to see him fight eventually, but right now he's got to get past Shawn. Better not overlook Shawn, because Shawn is going to be prepared, because he's always prepared. But if you're looking at who to maybe bet with, obviously Terence Crawford is a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world for sure. He's the favorite, should be favored, and he's shown us nothing to indicate that he can't win this fight. But we do know it's going to be a test, which is the intrigue that has us wanting to tune in. So make sure you don't miss it. Now, his opponent, let's get to him. Shawn Showtime Porter, he's a bully. And when I say bully, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean he's going to pressure you. He's going to come to you. He's going to bring that action to you. He's a soldier, hasn't been knocked out before. Earl put him down. It was late in the fight, and because of his style coming towards Earl and Earl's power, Earl Spence, if you don't know who I'm talking about, look him up as well. Earl was able to put Shawn Porter on the floor, on the canvas. But that's a rarity. And Earl, I think, has more power than Terence, but that could maybe be debatable. I'm sure Terence disagrees with that statement. But I will say Shawn has already admitted the issue. Let's just get the elephant in the room out the way. Shawn Porter, every big fight he's stepped up to the plate against, and he don't duck nobody. We're talking about a guy who has one of the best resumes in boxing, definitely the best resume in the welterweight division currently. He fights people, no question. But in his big fights, Kell Brook, who he caught early on while Kell Brook was undefeated and had way more confidence than he has now, Shawn lost a close fight to him. He got in there with Keith Thurman. That was a war. They were slugging it out. And he lost. And he probably should have lost if you go watch that fight, but it was a close one. Earl Spence went down to the end. Some people said they had it even until Earl dropped him, and then Earl won that 12th round. But that being said, another close fight, and Shawn was there all the way to the end. So Shawn is a soldier. He's going to be ready, and he admits the narrative about him is that he doesn't show up in the big fights. The fact that Shawn doesn't show up in the big fights, he said he realizes if he fails this time, he may not get another big opportunity at the welterweight division, which there may be some truth to it, but I think guys going to want to fight him regardless as long as he puts up a fight and doesn't get cleaned up. So I'm totally expecting Shawn to bring his A game. He said that he needs to win this. He sees no other option. He's coming to not only beat but knock out Bud Crawford. So let's see what he brings, the intensity. He was sparring recently with a whole host of fighters, one of which you may know who's in the spotlight a lot in Tank, Gervonta Davis. And I heard they really got into some good sparring matches and had some good exchanges during their sparring. So he's prepared. He's gonna bring it, as we said. I expect him to really take Bud into some deep waters. I expect him to make Bud uncomfortable a few times, and I expect Bud to make him uncomfortable. So as I'm thinking about the outcome of this fight and where I think it's gonna go, again, both men are gonna end up in deep waters. I expect it probably to go to about the 9th or 10th round. I actually don't think this one goes all the way to 12. I think somebody gets stopped either by TKO or straight up they're out. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Bud Crawford gets stopped in the 10th round after being in deep waters and getting pressure. He gets knocked down twice in the 10th and ends up losing this fight. He gets the rematch, in which case then he'll have an opportunity to get himself back on the right track. We'll see if I'm right. I could be wrong. Definitely not about to put any money on Shawn Porter. This is a toss-up, but it's so close. And nobody, I think, really sees Shawn Porter as winning. They know he's going to be competitive, but as a winner, nah, ain't nobody seeing that. So because of that, when you least expect something, it may happen. We'll see. All right, everybody. That's all the time I got. Remember, J Heat Sports Media is what you're looking for. Catch me on YouTube. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Hate if you want to. Please leave something in the comment section. I'm here for all the smoke, constructive criticism, and hating and all. At the Vault JMU414 on Twitter. Catch me on Instagram as well. And of course, what's up, TikTok? I'll holler at y'all next time.